Hello, Timberwolves. It's Mr. Happen from the counseling office. We're going to begin working on enrollment for next year today. So please follow along closely. Give yourself the best chance to get the courses you need and want for next year. Teachers, please make sure you distribute the materials, if you haven't done so already, to all the students. Students, you should be receiving a packet of information about all the courses you're eligible to take and your color-coded enrollment card. If your teacher does not have your card, please come to the counseling office after this video and we'll get you one. This card is what you have to turn in, and we will hold you to what you request. No changes are going to be allowed until the start of first semester next August, except in cases where mistakes have been made. For example, if you missed a prerequisite or enrolled in the wrong grade level of a course, or if there was some kind of computer error. Otherwise, what you put down on these cards is what you're going to be taking next year. All right, let's start by looking at your enrollment cards. All right, on the top half of your enrollment card is where you're going to enter your first choice requests. In some slots, you'll be shown a choice of 2 or 3 options for courses, like in English and Social Studies. There are 2 columns here, and they represent first and second semester. But it doesn't really matter which column you enter things necessarily. Remember, if a class meets all year, you enter it in both columns. All math classes meet both semesters, as do all world language classes. If you take a quick look at your other handout, you'll see all the courses listed, and in the second column, it will state whether it's a full year, or if it has an asterisk, that means it's a semester class. The majority of elective classes listed are semester-long classes. You'll also see that there's a column to enter the course numbers for your classes. Please be sure to do this when you fill out your form. You will get your card back when it's time to enter your requests, and you'll want the information then. Course numbers are on the handout in your enrollment folder. Some semester classes can be designated for a specific semester. The rule of thumb is that if a semester class is listed twice in your handout, the one ending in an even number is for first semester, and the one with an odd number is for second semester. That comes into play with things like study halls, online classes, weights, and gifted education. All right, everyone is to fill in the equivalent of 7 classes for both semesters. That includes all of next year's seniors. Remember, there are a few classes that meet for more than one period in a semester. That would be an example. That would be Wolfbite or Broadcast Tech 2, also known as that. And then also all CAPS classes meet for more than one period as well. And there's a couple other examples. However, you need to apply for those kind of classes. For now, you need to list what you will take if you did not get into those courses. And I'll talk more about that in a minute. All right, next on your card, you'll see a short slot for teacher initials for some subjects. All right, the idea here is that your current teacher will consult with you about which courses you may want to take next year. This is a recommendation, not a requirement. You and your parents, well, actually your parents, make the final decisions about classes. Still, your teachers know you well by now and can help you think things through. They'll meet with you this week to discuss courses for next year. You don't have to seek out your teachers. They'll do that on their own with you. All their initials really mean here is that you've talked to them, not that they're approving whatever choices you and your parents are making. Now, with math recommendations, you are going to find out that you'll be receiving a written recommendation at home via email. That email will go to your BV student account and your parents' primary email listed. If you happen not to receive yours, the easiest thing for you to do will be just check with your math teacher about what they recommended. Next, you need to fill in 4 alternative courses in case we cannot get you into one of your first choice classes. This step is really important, as despite our best efforts, we cannot always fit everything into everybody's schedule, and sometimes, if not enough people are interested in a particular class, we can't even offer it. This is another reason why it's so important to choose carefully. Not doing so can lead to a course not being available at all, or more often than not enough room is available for someone who later decides they want to add the class. Many of you have experienced that when trying to make schedule changes the first few days of a semester, only to find that many courses are already closed. So list 4 alternatives and make sure to put down their respective course numbers. All right, the lower section of your cards will look a little different depending on what grade level you're in. Upperclassmen tend to have more choices here. So, if you're trying out, auditioning, or applying to any of the classes that are shown, you have to fill out this section. For example, if you're applying for marketing management, the folks who run the Den, fill in the course from the first 7 classes above you're willing to have replaced if you're selected. In this case, we show the student has listed drafting 3. Sorry, Mr. Parks. Same goes for cheerleading, dance team, media production 2, also known as Wolfbite or Broadcast Tech 2, chorale, choral ears, chamber choir, and exploring health careers, and rep theater. Now, if you've already auditioned and made the class listed, go ahead and list it in the top half, 7 choices, and leave this section blank. Tryouts and auditions occur at various times, and all of your families will be notified when they're going to occur. Plus, they will be promoted during morning announcements here, and you'll also see some information about that in your packet as well if the dates have already been set. With CAPS classes, you must apply online at bluevalleyk12.org/CAPS. It's a pretty simple application. Those applications can be completed now. In fact, they should be completed now. Please plan to get those done as soon as possible so we can improve your attendance and get you into the course or courses you want to take. Remember, CAPS classes generally take up to 3 periods per semester. However, there are 2 different 2-period long options: engineering and world languages and business leadership. That second course requires that students are enrolled in their 4th year of a world language here at Southwest at the same time they're enrolled in the CAPS class. Their website's a great place to look for more information, and they always are open to having visitors and hold frequent open houses. As nearly all students are approved for CAPS, go ahead and list them among your 1 through 7 choices at the top of your card. Another big change with CAPS next year is that students enrolled for a 2nd semester of a CAPS course will receive weighted credit for 1 of the 1.5 credits they'll be earning there. Also next year, CAPS students in global business courses will be enrolled in an AP economics class as part of their experience there. There are some other, less well-known options that exist for juniors and seniors, specifically the Olathe Mill Creek and Broadmoor technical course options. Much like CAPS, these courses focus on career-specific areas. However, they offer different kinds of classes such as culinary arts, also known as chef training, automotive technology, commercial baking, construction technology and welding, etc. These classes have very limited enrollment, and they do require an application that's available in the counseling office. If you're interested, come and see your counselor as soon as you can, and we'll get that process started. All right, written applications are going to be required for these following courses: marketing management. Students in this course are the ones, like I said, who run our excellent school store, the Den. You can see Miss Laturza or your current business class teacher to get the ball rolling. Media Productions 2, also known as Wolfbite, that requires an application. You need to get that from Mr. Cortez. The CAPS application is online, as I mentioned. It's also listed in your handouts. Olathe Tech and Broadmoor Tech and Exploring Healthcare options are available in the counseling office. Make sure you check on the respective applications for when they're due. And remember, forms are due for current students February 5th, next Thursday, during advisory. That means all enrollment forms. If you're an 8th grader watching this online, they're due February 2nd at Aubrey Bend.